Hi, I'm Craig Lounsbrough. People talk about peace. In fact, they talk about it a lot. I always find it interesting that we seem to talk the most about the things that we have the least of. And these days, peace is certainly one of those things. Look, there's been many times in my own life where I had no peace. In fact, I had more than my share of the opposite. And by the opposite, I mean stuff like fear, anxiety, sadness, frustration, anger, trauma, you name it. If you don't have peace, whatever else that you have isn't gonna be good. And I've had a lot of stuff in my life that was anything but good. And so have you. But the problem is that our world isn't predisposed to peace. Our world isn't intentional about creating peace. It doesn't foster peace. In fact, it does the opposite. Look, mankind is caught up in a lot of things like greed and selfishness and a bunch of egocentric stuff. We seem to have a passion for the wrong things with a frequent aversion for the right things. We're a bunch of fearful creatures who are living out an existence that's largely shaped by the what's in it for me mentality. And those things don't create a world of peace. We're not a peaceful bunch, despite the fact that we yearn for peace. Mankind will never create peace, even though we say we can, and we somehow convince each other that we will. Too much other stuff gets in the way. It always has, and it always will. You can search for peace in as many places as you want to search for it, but you're not going to find it. You can follow whatever or whoever you want to follow, purchase whatever you want to purchase, join whatever special interest group that you want to join, read whatever self-help book that you want to read. But you're not going to find peace in any of that stuff. I haven't, ever, and neither will you. I've lived a lot of my life without peace, far too much of it. But here's where I found peace. This verse, this promise has sustained me more than I can tell you. In the Bible, God says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Wherever you go, and whatever you go through, there's not a moment, not a point in time, not a circumstance or situation where God is not. He's present in the deepest darkness, in our greatest losses, at those moments when confusion reigns and our world collapses. I know that because at one time or another, all of those things have happened to me. And God was in each of those moments. And this thing that we call peace, this thing was there because God was there too. Get a Bible and read it. Pray, find a church and go to it. Listen to Christian music or tune into a Christian podcast. Talk to a pastor. Look, I know that you haven't found peace in any place else. So why not try God? Step out on this verse. It will bring you peace. And I know that because it sure did for me.